I did not mean to walk in the bathroom like this.
What?
What?
Oh.
Is this like a running gag between us?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. What?
What?
I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, hi. This is Patrick, and this is
Abigail.
and we're part of AMP Talk About. Actually, we're the only part of AMP Talk About. But even though I guess we do have some special guests occasionally. But yeah. But this will be number 10.
Or 9 or 11.
Yeah, no,
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
I'm thinking 10, but it could be. And even Baker's dozen. Well, that's 13, sorry. We're not that far yet. And, yeah. No?
Don't think so.
Oh. Oh, well, today, we're hoping to extremely offend you. No? Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be no offense, but but we're going to kind of talk about things that offend you and don't offend you.
I think serious, because we're supposed to be funny, but nothing bad offended.
Yeah.
Like funny offended.
Yeah, like, no offense that you're being offended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about racism or sexism or anything like that, because that would actually offend you.
What about a federal offense?
Ew.
We gotta hit that government to get you. That'd be great.
Ew.
So, if we talk about offensive, well, let's start with this then. What offends you?
Well, I do get offended if someone makes fun of anything I like or somebody I do like a family or friends. I do get offended.
You do? Offended from unfriended?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what is it like what makes it offensive?
Well, they're my friends and my family and stuff I like, so of course I am going to take offense if someone doesn't like them, because it's kind of like it's normal for people to feel that way.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Okay, but then let's just say you decide you're not going to shower for a week and you start to smell really bad.
Yeah.
Now, you don't care because you don't like to shower. So, if I tell you to shower, that could offend you. But then if you sit here after not showering for a week, you might offend me. So, we could both say, I'm offended.
Yeah.
Even though both things are probably offensive. Well, why do they call that? Like a football, you have offensive and defensive.
I guess so. Offensive is one of those words, I forget what it's called, that they can be spelled the same or differently, and they have the same meaning or different meanings.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, if a ref makes a bad call, we're offended.
Yes, we definitely are. Refs are mean.
Hey!
Yeah.
No offense if you're a ref. I just made it funny because I said no offense.
No offense. To refs?
Yes, they are still people. It's just they do such crappy jobs sometimes.
Yeah, but they're not sitting here right now. How could they be offended?
If they're watching this, maybe offended.
Oh, well, maybe they're just pigs.
No offense.
What? To pigs?
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't have any pigs here.
Well, if you want to know the reason why I say no offense whenever you use an animal in an expression,
Okay.
I get it from Pat, which is a character in a book series I read.
Yeah.
It's called Winnie the Horse Gentler.
Okay.
Some of you may not know what that is, but I bet you some of you out there do. And it depends on how far you've gotten into the books or not, but some of you may know why I say no offense, because Pat does, whether it's her or someone else that uses an animal in an expression,
Yeah.
even if the animal's not around, she always says no offense.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how can you have a horse named Winnie, but then there's also a Winnie the Pooh?
You already talked about that,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of.
I know, but maybe Winnie the Pooh is offended by being happened to be called a horse.
Actually, Winnie is the main character, the girl.
Yeah.
And the horse was originally called Wild Thing, but then now she's called Knickers.
Sweet.
Yeah, and Winnie was offended by the fact that her horse was originally called Wild Thing. She hated that name.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's pretty easy to be offended.
Yes.
I don't like it that sometimes you get to go on like Facebook or something like that, and you say something, and there's always somebody who's offended.
Yes.
And for some reason they get really mad about it. Yeah, you didn't mean any harm. You might have just made a comment about, I don't know, something, and then they just say, well, I'm offended by that. But then if everybody has a personal opinion, then everybody could be offended by everything. But don't you
Yes.
think that some things, that even if you say, oh, actually I like your saying, no offense, because really you get it, that it could be offensive, but it's not, but you don't mean it offensively.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that whole thing. So today we've got our friend coming up here who's going to be our first guest I think we've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah, so Jack, why don't you come on up here? Come here. Come here and come sit with us up here. This is Jack. This is Jack.
Yes.
And he's our little puppy there.
Yeah,
and,
he barks a lot.
yeah,
Which offends me
yeah.
because it startles me.
Yeah. Well, of course, he could be offending the neighbors if he barks. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, did you pass gas?
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
What? Oh.
What's with him?
What? It was him. No, it wasn't. It was.
Cheese.
It was you.
No, it wasn't.
It was
You're
you.
offending me.
Oh, I'm not offended by you. That stinks.
Literally.
Oh, it smells like a pig.
No offense.
No offense. Oh, what about the pigs? Oh, if it's Jack, yeah, well, I mean, you could say, well, I smelt it, I dealt it, but I think it's more of you're denying it. That means you did it, and you're just blaming my poor innocent dog.
Oh yeah, we do that all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Whenever Rugby, our cat or Jack or dog is nearby, and he always ends up farts or burping, he always says that it's one of the animals.
We just lost our guest. Oh, I guess he was offended. Oh, that's just brutal. I never do those things. That's just awful.
Exactly, you're denying it.
Oh. Okay, Jack, you can go now. Okay, we don't need any more help. But anyway, and don't be offended by that, by the way. Well, what's the? I can tell you what's the worst thing I was ever offended by, probably, or something like that. Well, sometimes I get things like at work. If I'm doing my job and somebody comes up who doesn't know how to do the job so well, and they ask you to do something, and you say, yeah, but it's really done this way, and they say, well, I don't care, just do it. And even if it's wrong, and that just offends me, to no end. Oh, it just kind of gets me screwy. So do you have anything that's like really offensive?
Well, the only thing I can really think of that would really, really offend me is if someone really bad talk to my friends or family.
Yeah?
It's kind of the same with you.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it could be offensive. I mean, I could find that. But, yeah, okay. So I would like us to do like because this is kind of like A&P Talk About, but we also do like rants and raves. Raves being like something you think is really awesome, and rants was probably something that really annoys you or you find offensive. And so what do you think about things like offensive language?
Ugh. When I was back in school,
Yeah.
or if someone was acting really, really immature on Facebook or YouTube, I do get offended.
What?
Especially if someone says God's or Jesus' name in vain.
Yeah.
I'd always say, use his name properly.
So there's those kinds of offenses, yes.
Yes.
And I mean, they're offensive. But then what about like those F words and other kinds of words?
I don't like that either.
Yeah, see the look on her face? For some reason those words, like, and they're just words, right? I mean, they really are.
They really tick us off.
What?
They really tick us off for some reason.
I know. But there's some reason they are offensive. Like there's some certain words you just shouldn't say. Like George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on television or whatever it was. But those words are bad. But then why do we think they're bad? Like all of a sudden they're offensive.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we can call somebody a butt and
only get laughed off or they'll have them get a little bit. I call them an ass and they're like,
yeah.
they're like,
You said that word! I'm offended by that! Oh!
even though ass is in the Bible.
Oh.
That's what donkeys and mules used to be called. And kind of the same thing with damnation and hell. All of them are in the Bible, but people just use them inappropriately.
I guess, yes.
That's probably part of the reason they're so offensive.
Yeah, but you can't use the F word properly.
Exactly.
Not really, anyways. But then some other words, like, black people can call people the N word.
Yes.
But a white person can't call a black person the N word. Yeah.
I think it's a little weird.
But then black people shouldn't call each other that either, really. theoretically. If you want white people not to say it, even though I suppose the white person is racist and the black person can't be racist towards black people. Even though I don't believe that. It's not true. But, well, so what about things like, that might offend you, like, if I say that, yeah, all women are terrible drivers. I get it.
That's a sexist comment.
A sexist comment?
Yes.
You're offended.
Kind of.
Oh.
I know you're just kidding or using an example, but if someone actually meant that,
Yeah.
then I would be offended.
Especially when I have to swerve all the time and they always happen to be female. Oh, look at that. I'm crossing a line here. She's offended. And she doesn't even drive.
Yeah, I don't plan on either.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm offended by that because I'm always having to drive her everywhere.
That is true.
That's true. So people can get offended by a lot of things for most of it, I think, for no reason. You know, it's like we have our little personal bubble, and if you cross that bubble, but the problem is you don't, like, you know, walk around to people handing them out a list. Okay, here's the things that would cross my bubble, so don't ever say them, do them, or touch them, or smell them, or whatever like that. Whatever, right? So, like some people, they might love going to a place where people swear all the time, like at a work job, like in a construction site or something like that. They might participate in it. They might have a lot of fun with it. Yet there's other people, like in church or something like that, if you swear, they're like, oh my goodness, you can't say that here. Yet on a construction site, it's okay, and in church, it's not. And so, but then on the other hand, if somebody went to a construction site, and I've had this happen, where they say, don't swear in front of me, those people are offended. Just as much as the people at church are offended by the other offending, whatever.
Offenders.
Yes, I know. I do. Well, anyways, I mean, we just wanted to kind of get the little, you know, offensive juices flowing to see what you thought of being offended. And I'd like to end with what's something that somebody said they were offended by that you didn't think we were offended by.
I'm not sure.
Well, I got one.
Well,
I can. Well, I was just talking about Native people on Facebook, that I was upset that some of the leaders had used some of the money inappropriately. And so I mentioned that. Well, I had the most amazing comments from people calling me racist and a bigot and that. And I wasn't like, you know, slamming Native people. Not really. I just wanted the money that was to go to the people in general to be used properly. And oh my goodness, I created a lot of offense.
It's called a flame war.
Yeah, and I was getting fired at.
It happens on YouTube a lot over the stupidest things.
You know what? My butt is still black. It was burned. No offense. So anyways, I mean, I guess you got to be careful what you say. I mean, I thought hard about it, and I don't know. It's tough to just say what you think. Maybe people are offended by if you tell the truth about how you feel or what you say. I mean, if you say something that's not true, they could be offended by it.
Yeah, damned if you, damned if you don't.
Yeah, damn. But no, it's true. And there's bound to be some people that are offended that I just said that. But not much I can do about it. Well, anyways, I hope that you're not offended by this show. And if you are, I couldn't blame you. But on the other hand, don't be offended because we're just trying to talk about things that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
And that they never say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until next time, this is Patrick.
This is Abigail, and tell us in the comments what you think is offensive.
Yes.
And comment, like, subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff.
That's right. You should definitely tell us. We would love to hear it. So until next time, peace.
Peace off.